here's what for you. I just want you to know that you are loved. You're loved. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, share, click notification button so that when we're on, you will be notified. I wanted to share this with you. When I saw this video, I'm thinking, wow, 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 wow. I'm not going to talk much at all on this, but this is what goes on in life. For those of us who have a hair, the kinky hair, the natural hair, the society kind of like put it to us in a way, environment we grow up in and all of that. We have to relax our hair or wear wig. That's what seems to be acceptable, yeah. So now they find out that the chemicals that are used, to make this relaxers that we use, the products that are used to relax the hair are very dangerous. They are very, very dangerous. And sometimes some parents, they start to apply these chemicals to the children at a very early age. Maybe sometimes at the age of 7 or 8, or even less than that for some parents. And then find out that years later, something might be wrong, and they won't even relate it. Even if you were an adult, you won't even relate it to this particular product, because we don't even sit there to check and to read all the ingredients that are used for it. And some of them are banned, from some countries, or that is not healthy, but it's still used for these products. I want you to listen to it, and let's begin to ask the Lord. I have used relaxer before, years ago, and I've changed to have my natural hair, and I love it. Okay, I love it. 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 I just feel sometimes I love it. I love it. It's just that sometimes we don't know that people like people think we should be something different. This is how God has created us. This is who we are. This is who we are. I remember listening to a talk show host, and she said she's not allowed to use her natural hair, to show her natural hair, to braid her hair and come to the show. She has to wear a wig. That is what is acceptable. That is what is acceptable. So she's not allowed to braid or cornrow. Any of those things are not allowed. So for her, oh, please ignore that noise. Her natural hair really is not appreciated in a way. So we're forced to put chemicals on our hair. I'm just learning to, to see, just learning how the way God, why people think the way some people are created is not good enough. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't, and it still will make sense to me too. So just love what God has given you. He loves you. He gave us what He gave us, the way He wants to give it to us, the way if He please. It's everything He created was good. The way He really, 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 really love it to be. So please appreciate what God has given you. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it. Because sometimes it's most like saying, well, we're saying what God has done for us. It's not good enough, isn't it? When we just go, we can, maybe if we choose to use, okay, I choose to use wig. I do use wig. I'm not going to say I don't use wig at all, but we have to also come to where we say, okay, I will also use my natural hair. I love my natural hair. I really do, There's no word. I love my natural hair. I do love it. that I can just go into the bathroom, run water on my when I want to, when it's not I didn't plait it or it's not some braids or anything like that. And oh my word, I love it. So anyway, let's watch this video. Let me know what you think about it. And I hope it educates you and it help you or somebody that you know. Please share, like, click notification button. So when we have educative video like this or we post any video, you will be notified. Thank you so much. Let's go at it.
90% of Black women have used relaxers at some point in their lives to chemically straighten their hair. For many, it's something they started doing when they were children. New reporting in the New York Times Magazine highlights the severe and often unknown health risks these products can pose. Chemicals in multiple mainstream hair relaxers sold in the U.S. have been linked to reproductive disorders, infertility, and cancers. Despite these threats, the products are largely unregulated and aggressively marketed towards Black women and girls. In her research, contributing writer Linda Villarosa spent more than a year interviewing government officials, health nonprofit workers, university scientists, participants in medical studies, plaintiffs in lawsuits, and more. She found what she calls a preventable health crisis. And Linda joins us now. Linda, welcome. Thank you very much. When you started working on this project, what was the question you were trying to answer? And did you expect that it would take a year of work, or did it take you down roads you weren't expecting?
I did not think it would take quite so long, but what I did was did my reporting through the eyes of Black women epidemiologists who have been looking at this topic for decades. And I started out with the 2022 study that made a link between frequent relaxer use and a more than double risk of uterine cancer in Black women. And then I went backwards. And then I was working on a study with only 4 children who were developing early puberty earlier than 8. And so it was a twisty, turny, long time, but I took my time because I didn't want to cause alarm. I wanted to make sure that the science was really in place.
And the best stories, of course, are the ones that take those twists and turns. And did you find a larger story here about healthcare in America for Black Americans, Black women in particular?
I think the bigger story was about health in America and racial health disparities, whereas we've known for a very long time that Black women are more susceptible to a number of reproductive health disorders, but it was complicated and confusing set of circumstances as to why. So when I was looking at some of these studies, they started making sense when they were making the link between endocrine disruptors, which cause early puberty, and these cancers that can sometimes follow it, and also to fibroid tumors, which are the leading reason for a cesarean section. So that was kind of the thing that I was really trying to follow. I also was very interested in the lack of regulation of these products that are so heavily marketed to Black women and girls, and also the societal pressure of Black women for century to wear straightened hair.
So let's see if I can touch on all 3 of those points you just made, because they're all so important. First, the risks from using these products. You've mentioned some of them. What are some of the other risks?
So the risk is that when you use the product, it burns on your scalp. And we've normalized the burning sensation that everyone complains about. But the burning of the scalp and the abrasions create an efficient entryway for the chemicals inside of them. And the main ones are, if your relaxer has formaldehyde in it, your straightener, then that is a known carcinogen. And then also the endocrine disruptors that cause early puberty and can lead to different kinds of cancers, uterine, breast cancer, which Black women tend to get a more aggressive, fast-moving, more deadly form of it, and ovarian cancer, as well as fibroid tumors.
Let's bundle the last 2 questions together. You mentioned the FDA and the cultural pressures. Can you go through those both very quickly at the end here?
Well, let me start with the FDA. I was surprised that the FDA only restricts or bans 9 chemicals, and the European Union restricts or bans 1,300. I actually thought it was a mistake. I was misreading. So that means that there's lax oversight over these products, cosmetics in general, but the ones that have the strongest chemicals are the ones that Black women and girls tend to use and are marketed aggressively toward us.
Linda,
And then the other thing is Black women have long been pressured into having straight hair as the expectation, that because it seems more professional, or it looks more professional, and it matters to your job and to your career.
Linda Vivros, excellent reporting, and we're very grateful you're with us. Thanks so much, Linda.
I hope you're able to learn something from what she has just said, the epidemiologist. She did a very great job trying to bring the awareness to us, or remind us, for some of us that know about it, and just like, it doesn't matter. Please, think about it. Pass it on to those of our friends who still use chemical on their hair, and let them just know, and be careful, or read through the ingredients that are mentioned, that you just mentioned, that is banned in some other products, so that they know what they are buying, if it's safe for them. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. God bless.